Good morning students, welcome to your English class. So yesterday we were doing Ranga's marriage in our last lecture. Today we will complete this chapter. So before we start today's episode, let us recapitulate the things which we have done so far. So in this chapter it is narrative written in first person. The author, he is telling us about a village, that is Khoshahalli, all the qualities he had discussed about this village. Then the protagonist of our story, Rangappa, he was introduced. He is a boy who had gone to Bangalore for his higher studies for the very first time from his village. Then we have how he has his point of view regarding the marriage. The child marriage was prevalent that time, and how he opposed those thoughts. We read about that. And now when the narrator, he thought that our protagonist Ranga, he was a very considerate, very sincere person and an eligible bachelor, and how he refused to get married. So now the narrator, he just takes this vow, he pledges that now this is my mission, that I will get him married. Then how this process continues, let us read about that. I just hope that you all are carrying your books. So we will be starting from page number 19. Open your books at page number 19. The last paragraph we are starting. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play the veena and the harmonium. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died, and her uncle had brought her home. Ranga was just a boy for her, and she the most suitable bride for him. Now the girl character is introduced in this paragraph. Her name was Ratna. She was Rama Rao's niece. He was a villager. And she was just 11 years old, a very innocent girl. She had come to stay with her uncle because both of her parents, they had died. And she was very proficient in playing veena and harmonium. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. Now our narrator, he was quite acquaintance with that girl, and she was very open to him. I completely forgot to mention her name, Ratna. It was her name, the girl's name was Ratna. The very next morning, I went to their house and told Rama Rao's wife, I'll send some buttermilk for you, asked Ratna to fetch it. Now the narrator, he was deliberately planning a meeting of Ratna and Ranga. Because Ratna, she was very innocent girl, she was a perfect bride, what he was thinking for Ranga. And Ranga, by now, till then he was not in any hurry to get married. But according to narrator, he will surely like Ratna, a girl like Ratna. So he was a very, he was willing to both of them to get married. So he was just planning a meeting so that both of them, Ranga and Ratna, they can meet each other, they can develop a kind of liking towards each other. Now Ratna came, it was a Friday, she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. Now she was quite proficient in playing veena and harmonium. He requested, our narrator, he requested, please sing a song, and she started singing a very beautiful bhajan of Lord Krishna. And he sent for Ranga also. Usne Ranga ko bhi invite kiya hua tha on that particular time only. While she was singing the song, Krishna Murti, in front of my eyes, Ranga reached the door. Now, this was just a coincidence that the moment she was singing the bhajan, Krishna Murti, Mere Ghar Aao, and the Ranga was there at the threshold. He stopped at the threshold. He didn't want to stop the singing, but was curious to see the singer. And she was singing so beautifully that Ranga, he didn't want to interrupt that singing. He just simply waited there only, but he was curious. You know, usko curiosity hogi ki itna sundar gana kaun ga raha hai. So he was curious. He just peeped into the door, and the moment he did so, he blocked the light that was coming through the door, and all of a sudden Ratna, she became quite conscious. She just noticed, she looked up and seeing a stranger there, abruptly stopped. She stopped singing. Suppose you buy the, now here the narrator is correlating this incident to a very funny imagination, you can say. He says, suppose you buy the best quality mango, fine. You eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hand and falls to the ground. Now he is giving one example. We suppose you have bought a very ripe mango, very juicy mango, and you are just simply relishing its taste. You part by part. First you just take out its peel, then you are just eating the slowly. You are savoring its peel. And the moment you are about to take a bite on that fruit, it slips from your hand and it falls on the ground. कैसा लगेगा आपको? बहुत बुरा लगेगा. The same condition was with Ranga also. He was curious. He just wanted to see the singer. And while he was about to look at her face, she simply stopped the singing and she went inside, or he was not able to look at that girl's face. Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped. You sent for me, he asked as he came in and sat on a chair. उसने बोला आपने मुझे बुलाया था? Ratna stood at a distance, her head lowered. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her. Once our eyes met and he looked very embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. Now he was continuously looking at Ratna. He just wanted to make sure that Ratna will also look at him, but it didn't happen. And he felt quite embarrassed when the narrator also noticed that he was looking at Ratna. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. और वो जानबूझकर कहता है कि अरे मेरे आने से गाना रुक गया. I should go. Let me take your leave. Words, mere words. Now narrator is making fun of him. कहता है सिर्फ वो कह रहा था. He did not move even a single inch because he didn't want to go from there. He just wanted to stay there and want to talk to Ratna. The fellow said he would leave but did not make a move. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kaliyuga? घोर कलयुग है, लोग जो कहते हैं they don't mean that. Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness, and she felt so shy that she moved inside. After a while, Ranga asked, "Who is that girl, Swami?" He asked, "ये लड़की कौन है?" "Who's that inside?" the lion wanted to know. Now he again narrates one local folklore that he god who had taken shelter in the temple replied, "Does it matter who I am? I'm a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. He's giving one example, one tale he is just quoting here, that once a lion, he asked, there was one he-god, he took shelter in a temple because of the fear of the lion, and when lion asked who is inside, he said in a camouflaged voice, he said, "Does it matter who I am? I'm the one who has eaten 9 lions and now I am ready to eat the 10th lion." The lion got scared. कि अरे ये कौन है, मुझसे भी ज़्यादा पावरफुल है, who has eaten 9 lions, and he fled from that place, and the he saved his life from this. Now the same way, like the he-goat, I also said, narrator says, what does it matter to either of us who she is? I'm already married and you aren't the married kind. कहते हैं इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है, मेरी तो शादी हो चुकी है और तुम्हें करनी नहीं है. Now very hopefully he asked, she isn't married yet. So Ranga was quite happy. कहते अच्छा तो she is not married. His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. She was married a year ago. Now the narrator, he was trying to tease Ranga. He says नहीं 1 साल पहले उसकी शादी हो चुकी है. Now Ranga, he was quite disappointed. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. After a while, Ranga left saying, "I must go. I have work at home." और ये सुनते ही उसकी सारी excitement खत्म हो जाती है and he just leaves that place. Fine, clear है इतना? Then I went to our Shastri the next morning and told him, "Keep everything ready to read the stars. I'll come later." I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. Now the narrator, he was planning another meeting with the Shastri, the local Shastri, the astrologer, Jyotishi, so that he can just try to propose that, so the stars are in favor, this and that. He just wanted to take Ranga to him to read his horoscope and forecast a few things which will clear the path of Ranga's marriage. So in the morning he went there, he bribed him, the Shastri, he told him everything that he wanted him to say to Ranga. जो वो रंगा को कहलवाना चाहता था वो सब कुछ वो शास्त्री को पहले ही बता आया था. Then he met Ranga in the afternoon. "What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought." I said, nothing's wrong, believe me. So he said कि नहीं, I'm okay. Reason क्या था? He was quite disappointed that Ratna she was married. Headache, come on, let us go and see a doctor. वो कहता क्या बात, सिर दर्द है, चलो मिलकर आते हैं डॉक्टर से. I have no headache, I am my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of now he simply teases him, कहता हाँ जब मेरे लिए भी शादी की बात चल रही थी तो मेरी भी ऐसी हालत रहती थी, लेकिन तुम्हारी तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए because you are not getting married. So Ranga stared at me. He said, "Come, let us go and see Shastri." कहता चलो शास्त्री के पास चलते हैं, एस्ट्रोलॉजर के पास चलते हैं. I suggested, and Ranga also he agreed because he was also excited to know about his stars. He also, see, there is a quotient of excitement. Whenever somebody says, "Okay, we can tell your future, whether you believe it or not," we have that kind of excitement. Okay, let us know what is there for us for our future. So that was the case with Ranga. He also wanted to know whether there is a suitable time for me to get married. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, "What a surprise, Shama! Haven't seen you for a long time." अब शास्त्री जी, he was a great actor. उसको देखते ही नरेटर कहते, "अरे कितना दिन हो गए तुम्हें देखे हुए श्यामा, तुम अब आए हो." And since he just met him in the morning itself, but the narrator he forgot. He said, "Why so many days?" In the morning, now he was about to speak, then Shastri stops him. Now Shama is the name of our narrator, the person who is narrating this story. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning?" Shastri completed my sentence. "You finished all your work and are now free to visit me." कहता हाँ सुबह तो तुमने अपना काम खत्म किया और अब तुम मुझसे मिलने आए. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like rains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. Now Shastri turned to Ranga. "When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home?" He welcomes Ranga. "अरे तुम कब आए? तुम तो कभी कभी दिखाई देते हो. बताइए मैं तुम्हारे लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ." Take out your paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test? And the narrator says कि देखिए अपना तुम सामान बाहर निकालो, हमारा जो रंगप्पा है he is not in good state, वो थोड़ा confused है, प्लीज इसको इसके फ्यूचर के बारे में बताओ और let us know कि what your science says. There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cowdays and a book of palmyra leaves, saying arts is an ancient science. आया वो उसको थोड़ा डिफेंड करता है कि it's not any ridiculous thing for which you are making fun. It is a science, it is fact based science, and whatsoever I will tell that will be totally true. Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" उससे पूछा तुम्हारा स्टार क्या है. रंगा didn't know, रंगा को नहीं पता था. Never mind. Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It is about a girl." Now he was just totally acting like he is doing some kind of calculations, this and that, but the narrator he had told everything to Shastri in the morning. Fine. Now after doing all the calculations, he says, okay, it's about a girl. Who is the girl? It was your humble servant who asked the question. लड़की, किस लड़की के बारे में? Shastri thought for a while before replying. She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. कहते कि उसका नाम वो है जो कि ओशन में, समुद्र में पाया जाता है. Kamala, he said. Maybe. Could it be a Pachi, moss? Must it be moss if it is not Kamala? Why not pearl or a Ratna, the precious stone? Now that was a deliberate effort on the part of the narrator. Ratna, the girl in Rama Rao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of negotiations bearing fruit? अरे ये तो वही लड़की है रत्ना जो कि रामा राव के घर में है. क्या कुछ चांसेस हैं अगर हम आगे अपनी नेगोशिएशंस बढ़ाएं? Definitely, he said after thinking for some time. There was surprise in Ranga's face. Now that is what Ranga wanted to listen. He was so happy. Okay, there is some chance of me and Ratna getting married. And some happiness, I noticed it. But that girl is married, I said. कहते लेकिन उस लड़की की तो शादी हुई है. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. और दोबारा से वो बेचारा उदास हो गया. I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I only told you what our Shastra indicated. And Shastri, he said, we left the place. On the way we passed by Rama Rao's house. Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out a minute later. Now, because he was doing all this kind of stuff just to arouse the curiosity, excitement of Ranga, he went inside of Rama Rao's house, and only after some moment he just came back. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody had given me wrong information. She isn't married. Uski shaadi nahi hui thi. Surprisingly, the girl isn't married. It seems someone told me the other day that she was. What Shastri told us has turned out to be true after all. But Rangappa, I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. कहता लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता तुम उसके बारे में सोच रहे थे. Because that day you were doing such claiming huge promises that one should not marry a girl very young and a child married. This is such a curse and this and that. And now you're thinking about a girl who is just 11 years old. Now that was totally contradictory. Swear on the name of Madhvacharya and tell me, is it true what Shastri said? I do not know whether anyone else would have been direct, Ranga admitted. There is greater truth in that Shastra than we imagine. Ranga says कि मुझे नहीं लगता कि और लोग इसमें विश्वास करते हैं या नहीं, लेकिन शास्त्री का जो ज्योतिष है that is totally perfect. Means whatsoever Shastri had told, it was absolutely right. Shastri was at the well when I went there for that evening. I said, so Shastri, you repeated everything I had taught you without giving rise to any suspicion. What a marvelous Shastra yours is. He didn't like it at all. He got offended. He said कि अगर तुम मुझे ना भी बताते तब भी मैं यही सब कुछ बताता अपनी साइंस के अपने फैक्ट्स को देखकर. Tell me, is that what a decent man says? Rangappa had come the other day to invite me for dinner. Now he is telling about the present day. Present day में क्या हुआ? What's the occasion? I asked. Ranga उसके घर गया था narrator के यहाँ to invite him for the dinner. It is Shyama's birthday. He is 3. उसके बेटे का बर्थडे होता है. वो 3 साल का हो रहा होता है. And his name was Shyama. You remember whose name is Shyama? Shyama was the name of the narrator. It's not a nice name, Shyama, I said. I'm like a dark piece of oil cake. Why did you have to give that golden child of yours such a name? What a childish couple you are, Ratna and you. तो उन दोनों की शादी हो चुकी होती है. Ratna and Ranga, they got married. They had a son of 3 years old. In present time, they were celebrating his birthday, and they had given the name of Shyama to that their son. And he was not happy. He was just teasing कि तुमने मेरे नाम पर क्यों उसका नाम रख दिया है. I know it is a British custom of naming the child after someone you like. In the English people, they give their child's name to someone they admire or like. In the same way, they had given the name Shyama. Your wife is 8 months pregnant now. Who is there to help your mother to cook? My sister has come with her. I went there for dinner. Shyama rushed to me when I walked in and put his arms round my legs. Allow me to take leave of you, reader. I am always here, ready to serve you. You were not bored, I hope. And with these lines, the narrator, he winds up this story. And the end of the story was finally Ranga got married, irrespective of his all the thoughts regarding the child marriage. He married a girl who was too young than him, and still they were leading a very happy and prosperous life. So this was all about this chapter. Regarding the assignment of this chapter, you will be getting the questions which you are supposed to do in your notebooks through your WhatsApp groups. If still you have any queries, we will be having one doubt clearing session also, and you can raise your questions there only. So by then, just I will again suggest please go through the text once again. Get acquainted with the text, with the chapter, and do the questions very carefully and very honestly, and please do submit your assignments in time. It is mandatory for all of you to submit your assignments. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Thank you.